Hello students. Hello everyone. Yes, how are you all? Fine and good? Yes. So student, see, today we are going to study something new. Are you interested? Okay, so you all must be interested in new lesson. Now see student, this man is holding something. What do we call it? Yes, so this is a nothing but a soil, handful of soil. Okay, so what do you understand by soil? What are the advantages? What are the different features of soil? And what is the aspect of in today's aspect in today's daily life? Okay, so we will discuss all these things in today's class. So you have to be patient and you have to learn each and everything very carefully. So first of all, when we talk about soil, so it is the uppermost layer of our land. Okay, except the water, most of the area of the earth is covered with 70% is covered with water and rest is land. Okay, and the land is actually covered with soil. And what are the advantages and what we do on the soil, student? So basically we cultivate different type of crops over the soil. Okay, so moving forward students, now talking about the soil, we must know the different biotic and the abiotic material that is present in the soil. Yes or no? So what do you mean by biotic and abiotic, student? First of all, we will discuss this. So who will tell me? Okay, so biotic means living organism and abiotic means non-living organism. Biotic and abiotic, living, non-living. So see, so soil contains both living and non-living component. Okay, so what are the abiotic component? That is different type of temperature, moisture, air. These all things are abiotic component. Okay, but what does biotic component include? We will study now. Okay, so what you can see in this image, what are the biotic component of this soil? Yes student, I want an answer from you. I will give you 30 seconds also to know all the things that is given in this image. What is present? What are the biotic component of a soil? Yes students, we will discuss every biotic component. So first of all, in this image we can see different type of animal and plants. They all live in the on the land only basically. Okay, so but we have to talk about the what the animals, the organism that is present in the soil. Okay, not on the land. So basically we can say that in the section of plant, if we talk, then we can get different type of plant on the soil. So plant is also a biotic component. Okay, but when we are discussing about the abiotic other animals that is in the soil, so we can see different animals also. Okay, so we will see all those animal one by one and we will verify that yes, we have seen those animal in the soil or not. So now it's your duty also, students, to locate different animals in the soil that is present. Okay, around your roadside, anywhere else. Okay, so see student, the first image is that earthworm. Have you seen this earthworm? Yes or no? Yes student, so what do you understand by earthworm and where do this earthworm actually live? In which area you can see this earthworm? Is it important in something, some any other occasion or what? So student, you can see this earthworm mainly in the agricultural field. Where you can see in the agricultural field. Okay, And this earthworm is also known as the friend of farmer. Why it is known as so? Because what the earthworm do is that it aerates the soil, okay, and it helps to an aeration of the soil makes the plant to take more and more oxygen for the growth. So basically, if there is very good aeration, the crop yield will be more. So this earthworm is basically known as the farmer's friend. So you can see such earthworm in the agricultural land, in the soil of agricultural land. Okay, student. Now coming to the next section. So have you recognized this animal? What is this? Yes, you have seen it is an ant. Okay. So where you can find ant, students? Usually in the home also you can see ants. Okay. And when you go on the roadside, okay, and if you observe it very minutely, then there also you will find these ant. Okay, so these ants are very commonly found anywhere, like on the road also, you can find on your house also. Okay, and actually they are walking not in the middle of the road, not in the middle of the house. You will often see these ants are walking at the side or the corner of the house or the boundary of the house. Yes, so if you want to locate these ant in the soil, then on the roadside also you can see, you can locate these ant along the roadside. Okay, so this is also biotic component. And so in this picture there are two, that is earthworm and ant. Now moving further, now these two organisms. So yes, have you seen these two organisms, students, and what are their name? Yes, so they are centipede and millipede. Okay, so centipede and millipede. Okay, students, so where you can find this centipede and millipede? Yes, so you can find in the little forest area type, okay, where there is more trees are grown over, garden type. Yes, so at that place you can find the centipede and millipede. Okay, student. Yes, now next thing is lichens. What are they? They are the lichens. So basically lichens are found in the water bodies also and around the water bodies. Okay, so lichens can occupy the land also, that is soil. Clear? So what are lichens? Actually they are the combination of algae and fungi, and they occupy the land that is around the sea or pond. Clear? So student, see, soil contains air, water and countless living organisms like fungi, bacteria, insects. Okay, like in insect we can find the ants and beetles, earthworms, rodents, moles, plant and plant's root. Some organisms are too small that they cannot be seen by the naked eye, that is fungi and bacteria. An important soil organism is an earthworm and it is visible only in the rainy season. Okay, student. So what you can say about this paragraph? What did you understand from this? So basically in the soil we can find two types of organism. One which we can see easily with our naked eye, okay, and other organism which cannot be seen with our naked eye like bacteria and viruses. They are also present in the soil itself. Okay, so there are countless number of living organisms, not only these 4 or 6, there are countless number of living organisms that live in the soil. Okay, so moving further, students, so this is a tabular form representation of different biotic component in the different area. Like in the garden soil, what are the biotic component? You can see grasses and ant. In the soil from roadside you can see the dry roots and ants. And in the area of construction site you cannot find any plant, but there will be ants. So soil from the agricultural land, there can be grass roots, and earthworm, millipede, centipedes are common. Bacteria and fungi are also common. And from the soil from the river side, grasses, humus are common, and there also you can find the millipedes, centipedes and lichens. So basically this is a tabular form of biotic component that is present in the soil. Okay student, now you have to answer this question. The soil contains earthworm, lichens, plant and all of the above. So what can be the answer students? Yes, the soil contains all of this, earthworm also, lichens also and plant also. So the soil contains all of the above. So student, now moving to the next part of this lecture student. So what you can see in the image? Yes, who will tell me what you can see in the image? Okay students, so we can see that different waste material are found on the soil. They are the waste product that are found on the soil. Okay, so what do you think, what is, why there are waste product on the soil, and is there any disadvantage of throwing the waste product on the soil? Yes or no? So student, basically what you can see here, when we throw the waste material, so waste can be both biodegradable and degradable, non-degradable. Okay, so there are two types of waste: non-biodegradable and biodegradable. Okay, so basically what do you understand from non-biodegradable and biodegradable? Like those substances which can be easily decomposed in the soil are biodegradable. Okay, but there are some substances that cannot be degraded easily in the soil, like the material that is made up of plastics or some hard chemicals that is present in the battery, like leads are present in the battery. Okay, so basically they take lots and lots amount of time to degrade into the soil. Okay, otherwise they are not going to degrade at all. Okay, so throwing the waste material on the soil will actually decrease the productivity of the soil. Okay, their nutrients will be destroyed at all, and there cannot be any crops grown. And as we know that there is increase in the population also, so increase in the population leads to increase in the non-biodegradable waste product in the nature. Okay, and these non-biodegradable waste are going to destroy the nutrients that are present in the soil. Okay, and if it is, once it is destroyed, then the recovery, the nutrient recovery will be very tough. Okay, and the productivity of the land will also decrease. So students, see, the other cause of the pollution of the soil is not only the throwing of non-biodegradable waste on it, but also the pollutants that is coming out from the factories. Okay, so there are different, there are the waste water coming out of factories. The waste water are coming out of the factories. Okay, so the waste water that is coming out from the battery factories, they are directly going into the sea water. Okay, and again at some places we can say that these water are coming into our underground water. Okay, so underground water are also maintained by the sea water also. So basically when the sea water is going to be polluted, underground water that is potable for our drinking is also polluted. Okay, so we cannot have such unhygienic or dirty water for our living. So this pollution of soil is having a hazardous effect on the living organism. Okay, so students, see, In a daily news of study that was this was conducted published on 9th May 2022. Okay, so the top headline is that pollution causes 1 in 6 death, scientists say in a new study. That means in 6 death there is 1 death due to pollution. Okay, so in the 6th death 1 death is due to the pollution. So you can see how hazardous this pollution is going to be. So not only the soil pollution, there are other pollution, land, water, air pollution. Okay, so this pollution all together are interrelated with each other. So we have to reduce in one or the another manner. Okay, now see student, what is the prevention to reduce the soil pollution? What you can do, you have to think beyond this 3 point also. Okay, so the most major use is that we can use the polythene bag. Okay, so use of polythene bag must be banned at all. Okay, the waste product and the chemicals must be treated before they are released into the soil. The waste product and the chemicals must be treated before they are released into the soil. The use of pesticide in the agricultural field must be minimized in order to prevent the pollution. Okay, so 3 things are that all the non-biodegradable substances, first they should be recycled. The main condition is that they should be recycled. They should not be thrown on the soil itself. Okay, and the chemical should be treated first before it is released in the soil. The use of pesticide in the agricultural field must be minimized in order to prevent the solution. So student, the different method, most important method to control the soil pollution is 3 R's, and we are studying right from our childhood only that there are 3 R's, that is recycle, reuse and reduce. Recycle, reuse and reduce. Recycle means whatever product we are using, and if we are going to throw it, think that how we can recycle it in a new form. Okay, and if it is possible then we can reuse that product. And actually reduce means we can reduce the use of plastic. Like if we go to the market, then instead of taking the polythene from the shopkeeper, we should take our own bags. Okay, so it will reduce the soil pollution. So we should always focus on the 3 R's, that is recycle, reuse and reduce. Okay, so student, now you have to answer this question. Soil is polluted by, so there are different sources. So you have to tell one sources through which this soil is polluted. What you will tell? How this soil is polluted? Yes? Okay. So basically the soil is polluted by the non-biodegradable waste material that is thrown in the soil, and other thing is that the effluents of the factories. Okay, these two are the major source through which this soil is polluted. Now students, see what you can see in this image. First of all, so these are the croplands. Okay, now we are going to do one activity over here. So what we are going to do, we have to bring one handful of soil, and we have to mix this handful of soil in the water. Okay, and then we have to leave the glass of water as still. Now what will happen, there will be different layer will be formed in the soil, in the glass. Okay, so you can see the different layer of the soil in this image. So the heavier particle will go down and the lighter particle will be above this glass on the water only. So the lighter particle is humus. Okay, then we can see the water, then there is a clay, then there is sand, and at the last, and that is at the bottom of the glass, there is gravel. Okay, so we can say that the soil contain different material based on the density also. So the lighter one will be humus and the dense one is gravels. Okay, now students, see the rotten dead matter in the soil. The rotten dead matter in the soil is called humus. Okay, the vertical section through which different layers of the soil is called soil profile. So what is soil profile? The vertical section through which different layer of the soil is called soil profile. Each layer differ in the texture, color, depth and chemical composition. These layers referred to as horizon. Okay students, so horizons are individual layers that is present in the soil profile, and these are the horizons. Okay, now we have to learn that how these soils are mainly formed. So there it is given in the image itself how these soils are formed basically, and the process is known as weathering of rocks. So student, we can see that first of all we have to learn that this weathering of rocks does not takes place in 1 or 2 years. It takes thousands of years to make the soil. Okay, so it is not a one-day process. It takes thousands of years to form the soil. Okay, and the basic steps that are given in this image is that the water collects in the rock crack. Okay, now what it will do at the night or when there will be a winter season, water will freeze, and upon freezing it will expand, forcing it to crack it widen. Okay, so when it will contract, sorry, when it will freeze it will expand. We know that the water expands at 4 degrees Celsius. Now when it will expand, it will break the rocks. So ice thaws, contract and water get deeper into the cracks. Okay, repeated expansion and contraction causes further crack till the rock split. So repeated expansion is done and repeated contraction is done. So repeated expansion and contraction causes further crack till the rock splits. Okay, now weathering is a slow process. Weathering is a slow process as it takes thousands of years for a huge rock to turn into a fine particles. The nature of the soil depends on the rock from which it has been formed and types of vegetation that grow on it. So there are different type of soil also we can find at different places. Okay, everywhere we cannot find that the soil are of similar type. Now soil is formed by the breaking down of the rocks by the action of wind, water and climate by the process called weathering. During this process, the rocks are worn away to form a small particles by long exposure of the elements of weather. Okay. Now, quiz time. The top soil is known as humus. Each layer differ in the texture, color, depth, chemical composition. These layers are referred to as horizons. Yes. So every layer, individual layers in the soil profile is known as horizons. So now we are going to recapitulate the things. So we have studied about the biotic component of the soil, soil pollution and the layers of soil. Okay. So soil contains plant, animals, viruses, all of the above. So all of the above. Soil pollution is caused by by the pollution and also by the non-biodegradable waste. Vertical layer of the soil is known as soil profile. Now make a chart of different layer of the soil and you have to write slogans to protect the soil Okay, so this is a very simple homework, student. Now next day we will read more about the soil. Till then, thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.